Ask Shitwalker, the World of Outlaws!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to the Dre Broadcasting Network tonight as we complete the chase and put on the crown with the Extreme Motorsports 99. We are live from Homestead, Miami Speedway, bringing you the Chevy Crate 200 and season finale of the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Truck Series. I'm your auction distributor, Sean Zulu. I am joined by Mad Scientist himself and producer Dave Everly. How are you doing tonight?
Doing great, Sean. How you doing? Ready to crown a champion?
Oh yeah. Crown 1 champion last night in the Pro Cannon Series, Hunter McDaniel, and ready to crown another one, and so far looking very good for Tom Wetmore, previous champion and this season's defending champion. Let's get it done. Moment of truth, Dave. A lot of drivers in points, a lot of, I should say, all drivers in the chase. Very, very close in points, so it's going to make things extra interesting, Dave.
Yes, speaking of points here, Sean, I'm taking a look at him right now. Tom Wetmore is the man out front. However, he's only got a 6-point lead over the 39 of Zachary Grazer. Ken Ladd, Scott Mitten, they're tied for third, just 19 points behind. And Hunter McDaniel sitting there fifth in points. He is 25 points behind the leader of Tom Wetmore.
Yeah, but further down this list, Hunter McDaniel is 6 points behind the two tied drivers for third place, Ken Ladd and Scott Mitten. At the same time, Travis Pryor, 5th place in points, is 14 points behind Hunter McDaniel. We have Curtis Vollmer, who is 4 points behind Travis Pryor. So these guys will all be racing amongst themselves, or they might not all be racing for the championship. Well, not all be racing for the crown, but they will still be racing for something in terms of points when it comes down to it. What's up, Vern Bradley, 7th in points. He is 8 points behind Curtis Vollmer. Chris Thorman only 2 points behind Vern Bradley. Chris Gibew only 1 point behind Chris Thorman. Gary Woolbot 2 points behind Chris Gibew. And Marty Ray 8 points behind Gary Woolbot. And ladies and gentlemen, we are missing a few drivers here tonight as a result of Hurricane Irma. So please, let's keep them in our thoughts and prayers as usual. And just like every other disaster that has occurred in history, we will get through this together. And the last race we had, which was the Careers for Veterans 200 at Michigan International Speedway. That was the week before last. We had Tom Wetmore bring it home for his third chase win of the season, of the chase season or chase series. And that means last season, too, he was able to win 3 of the 5 chase races. So he did it again this season. And he's trying his best to even go 1 spot higher and get 4 chase wins and actually break the bar of history compared to last season. Hunter McDaniel came out 2nd. Zachary Kraser 3rd. Ken Ladd 4th. Cody McFadden 5th. Curtis Vollmer 6th. Dustin Hart 7th, Vernon Markheim 8th, Jamie Christensen 9th, and Scott Mitten did round up the top 10. And Scott Mitten was leading in points entering the chase before the regular season ended. And looking in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, we see you there typing. Type it up. Let us know you're alive. Let us know you're there. Let us know you're rooting for these drivers tonight. Let us know who your picks are, as this is chase race number 5 of 5 actually, which is season finale, right? Once again, championship race. Looking in the chat there, we have the Drive for Diabetes Awareness. Brent Cool in the chat. He says he has a very, very fast machine tonight, so we'll definitely keep an eye on him, qualifying 5th so far. Further down this list, we have Kathy McHenry. Kathy McHenry rooting on the 26th of Dustin Hart. Yep, Dustin Hart here starting 12th so far. Nancy Wetmore rooting on the defending champion, the 6th of Tom Wetmore. Let's see you guys in the chat. Let's see who else. Pat T. Pat T is back tonight again for some more action from the 81 of Travis Pryor. And also Melissa Ludden. Good to see that, Melissa. Ender's World. That's going to be 29 of Matthew Wilsonbach. Thank you for tuning in, guys, and welcome to the Ray Broadcasting Network. And if you are there, let us know who you're rooting for once again. Let us know you're in chat. Say hello, and we'll give you a shout-out. Oh, Jay Pryor as well, back tonight for some more action after a heck of a performance by 81 of Travis Pryor, having his first win last night in the Pro Can-Am Series, despite it being the final race of the season. What a heck of a way to end the race, the season. And going over our starting order tonight, the biggest opponent to the defending champion Zachary Kraser qualifying on the pole tonight. That's 6 of Tom Wetmore starting 2nd. 81 of Travis Pryor, last night's winner. Starting 3rd, Hunter McDaniel, new champion, the first ever champion of the Pro Can-Am Series here at the ExtremeMotorsports.com, starting 4th. The 4, Brand Kuo, Drive for Diabetes Awareness, don't guess, starting 5th. Marty Ray 6th. With 48 of Curtis Vollmer 7th, the 33 of Vernon Markheim 8th, the 50 of Scott Mitten 9th, we have 97 of Garrett Robinson 10th, 19 of Andy Starcher 11th, that's 78 of Dustin Hart, usually the 26th, but tonight is the 78 of Dustin Hart in the 12th place position, 86 Adam Eisenhower 13th, Tommy Emasi 14th, we have David White 15th, Gary Woolbot 16th, and last driver qualifying is the 03 of Don Kidder Jr. in the 17th place spot. Johnny Dressler checking in tonight, 18th. Mike Franklin, Rusty Farrow, and Chris Thorman will round up the rest of the field, giving us a 21 truck field tonight right here at Homestead Miami Speedway for the Chevy Crate 200. Yeah, looking in the chat there, we do have Melissa Ludden rooting on the 26th of Dustin Hart, same as do you believe? Yeah, also same as Kathy McHenry as well, rooting on the 26th of Dustin Hart. So Dustin tonight has 2 fans, 2 cheerleaders in the chat, and so does Travis Pryor, Jay Pryor, and Pat T for Travis Pryor. And ladies and gentlemen, you too put your input in. Let us know who you're rooting for tonight. Once again, just type it in and we'll see it. We might not see it immediately, but we'll get to it. Going back up front, pace car is up. The green flag flies. Zachary Krez put it down to the floor for the first time this time. But since when Seasin coming, we will fall back in line behind him, most likely before turn number 1. And Travis Pryor side by side clears the 5700 McDonald successfully for 3rd place. For the back in the pack, the 4 of Branco behind the. That's going to be the 65 of Marty Ray. Marty Ray now hunting down 700 McDaniel. 4th place. And this is 1.5 miles long, the track that is. That's with a 65% fuel limit. That gives us 2 to 3 required pit stops. So green flag pit stops will kick in here before the race ends. So we will see those green flag pit stops, and as usual, they do recommend from the boys. And tonight we're turning 115 laps. That is 115 laps right here at Homestead, Miami. And Anders World in the chat. That's Matthew Wells in back, rooting on the 39 of Zachary Kraser, biggest opponent to the defending champion once again. The 6 of Tom Wetmore battling side by side up front. That's gonna be actually for 3rd place. Actually, scratch that. I'm not sure what I was seeing. That's the 48 of Curtis Bowman and the 4 of Brenko side by side for 6th.
Yeah, these guys know this is their last race. So they are racing for pride and a good finish here at the end of the season. Meanwhile, Zachary Kraser, he is trying to come away with the championship. Only way that's going to happen is a couple scenarios. Tom Wetmore is going to have to finish at least 6th, 5th, or better if Zachary Kraser wins the race. So Zachary Kraser's got to finish at least 6 to 7 positions higher than Tom Wetmore.
Oh, copy that. In that case, holy cow. And Tom Wetmore, Dave, coming into this race, he knows that his crown, his title is at stake. Any simple mistake, everybody else will benefit from that, especially his teammate, the 39 of Zachary Kraser. So with that said, Dave, that's a lot of pressure on his hands, man. That's a lot of pressure, too much.
Well, I think his teammates, you know, they both probably sat down with each other and told him, look, man, it's every man for himself. We're going for the championship. Either way, somebody on the team's bringing it home, but the question is, which teammate's going to have that crown?
Yeah, that's the bad thing about season coming to an end, is that you do end up having to break the hearts or the friendships that you created all season long. And in this case, between Kraser and Wetmore, well, every time we speak to Zachary Kraser, he talks about how fast Tom Wetmore is, but he always also highlights how he's not gonna ever, he never will, and never has, let Tom Wetmore bring it home. He always puts on a fight until the death. He puts on a fight and makes Tom Wetmore fight for it. So with that said, Tom Wetmore is not going to have it easy tonight whatsoever, just like it has been all season long. And for the back in the pack, Vern Markheim right now ahead of the 86 of Adam Eisenhower. Adam to the outside, or at least trying to make the outside line work so far, but having no luck at the moment. And trying to get a slingshot crossover move on the inside of the 33 of Markheim on the backstretch.
You know, I tell you though, looking at the paint scheme on that 86 of Adam Eisenhower, great guy, great driver, you know, but just that paint. I'm a Steeler fan. Steeler fans and Eagle fans don't get along too good, Sean.
Oh, 10-4, I hear you on that one. Yeah, but the Eagles paint scheme, that's a very well-dressed machine. And that Eagle will fly, will try and fly past 33 of Vernon Markheim towards the race lead. And Vern as well, very, very determined to keep Adam Eisenhower behind him as long as he possibly can. Because they are once again racing for points. They might not be racing for the lead up there in points, but they are still racing for some kind of positions in the point standings. So it's going to make things extra interesting. And Dave lead change number 1 on lap number 9 of Wetmore gets around Zachary Kraser and takes the race lead over.
Well, you know, Zachary Kraser might have just backed it off, said, you know what, if he wants it, let him have it. Let him go out there, burn his stuff off. You that's kind of what I would do. I'd let Tom go ahead and go, let him burn his stuff off, save my stuff for the later stage of the run.
And I should admit, Dave, you know, seeing how Tom Wetmore has driven the last two seasons, I should admit, he's not the type of driver to fall off the pace as much as we might think he would. Basically, everyone seems to back off when they see him. They let him maintain it and hoping that he's going to end up burning his stuff up and so they can catch him. But it rarely happens, I should admit. It rarely happens.
Well, you know, I was kind of watching Tom a little bit during practice, though. He was getting flirty with that wall. So if he does that here in the race, you know, that could be disastrous for him. That could be the opening, letting Zachary Krazer walk out of here with the championship.
Oh, absolutely. He's going to have to watch out for that wall. And speaking of Krazer as well, Krazer was under fire from 57 Hunter McDaniel. Hunter McDaniel making his first appearance in the podium in the top 3. And 81 of Travis Price trying to maintain the third place spot. He goes way wide. That was sneaks up on Pryor, but he backs it down and gets away from it unscratched. Not a single scratch on that beast. And Hunter as well did back it down to avoid pushing up because he took a very, very bad entrance to turn number 3, which is a recipe for disaster when it comes to the wall.
Yeah, it seems that Travis Pryor here, he's running a different line than everybody. He's running a little bit of a higher line, which pretty much means that, you know, he's not burning his tires up as some of these guys running that lower line. So, I mean, that could actually come back to help him here in the later stages.
Yeah, that's a very, very good point. Yeah, he's most likely, you know, that's playing it smart. You know, pass me now, I'll pass you later when you burn your stuff up. Same strategy as Zachary Krazer against the 6 of Tom Wetmore. But yeah, great planning indeed by Travis Pryor. And Travis as well, in the beginning of the season, he was a driver who used to struggle in the long runs because he would burn his stuff up. He'd be a little bit too aggressive in the short runs and ended up burning his stuff up. By the time the long run was coming up, he would end up, you know, having nothing against the opponents. But now he has changed all season long this far and is a very, very heavy and I should say big contender against all these drivers on the track. And next season, Dave, I should admit the next champion needs to watch out.
Yeah, most definitely. From what I'm hearing through the grapevine, though, the 6 of Tom Wetmore, next season he is going to be moving up into the Cup and the Xfinity Series. So he's not going to be around next season to defend the Cup Championship, which means that's going to leave the door open for a new driver to come out champion here in the Camping World Truck Series with ExtremeMotorsports99.com.
Absolutely, and congrats to Tom Wetmore on advancing to the Cup Series and the Xfinity Series, the best of the best. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, this once again is Chase Race 5 season finale of the ExtremeMotorsports99.com Camping World Truck Series. And that means signups are opening up as we speak. They are open. So go to the website ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Drop the first E in Extreme. So the X. So start with the X, ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Monday nights they have a Road Series and a Pro Can Series. On Tuesdays, Truck Series, just like you see right now. Wednesdays, Xfinity Series. And Thursdays, a Cup Series. That's the Gen 6 cars. So basically, we have higher drivers, or I should say more professional drivers, or drivers with more experience, the higher we go up in the series. And you guys can join either of these series based on your preferences and experience, because they do rank you or place you in different series based on how much experience you have. And once again, that's ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Drop the first E in Extreme, start with the X, ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Going for the back in the pack, 51 of Johnny Dresser, side by side with 75 of Rusty Farrell. Rusty Farrell here for 12th place. He crosses him over and clears him successfully. But Dresser to the inside again to challenge 75 of Rusty Farrell for the same spot, position number 12.
Yeah, these guys. Oh, the 75. Look at him. He's going sideways. What a save there by the 75. What a save there. So we are going to pull that up on instant replay here. Focusing on the 75 of Rusty Farrell. We're going to go back and take a look at that, because I tell you what, that was an awesome save there, Sean. As we see side by side with the 51 of Dressler, contact made. He goes sideways, but great job by the 75 Rusty Farrell keeping it going straight, saving it, and keeping us here under green flag conditions.
Absolutely nice save indeed. And the most important thing is that he kept away from that wall despite the wall being so close, with his arms wide open ready to hug him. But he said, nope, I'm gonna save this sucker, and he did. And he's now back here challenging the 19 of Andy Starcher for position number 16. He gets around him. Well, Andy Starcher to the inside, but backs off entering turn 3. Farrell on the outside. And Farrell now, Dave, has changed his race line. He's going all the way high, trying to save some tires.
Yeah, we are 20 laps here into this green flag run. Not sure of the pit window, probably thinking anywhere between 30, 40 laps. So we'll have to wait and see what their pit window is, because I'm thinking it's going to be at least a 2 to 3 pit stop run.
Yep, definitely. Oh, Dave, speaking of pit stops, everybody going down pit road this time by. It seems like everyone from the lead, Tom Wetmore, all the way down to about 19th place, Andy Starcher, all headed down pit road this time by. Actually, Dave, scratch that. Looks like something might be going on out there. The caution is not out. The green flag is still out. And everyone's going down pit road. So we're going to check what's going on real quick. We'll give you any details if we find anything out. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got some intel. Looks like we have a rain delay in the server, and everybody will be forced. They're gonna try and dry the track, and we'll be back here before too long. So please stay tuned. We'll be right back. We're gonna take a quick commercial break and play some music. In the meantime, thank you for tuning in. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Chevy Crate 200 here for Chase Race number 5, season finale of the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Truck Series. Well, just like we had talked about, we had a rain delay. We do apologize, but everything is now getting set back into motion, so we'll be back racing before too long. And thank you for staying tuned in despite the rain delay. And during the rain delay, I got a chance to speak with defending champion and points leader at the moment, Tom Wetmore. I talked about how his machine is doing pretty well, but he does have, you know, he knows how fast Travis Pryor and Zachary Crazer are tonight. So he's always on his toes here, trying his best not to make a mistake by thinking about them way too much. He also talked about, he wants to give a big shout out to his mom in the chat, Nancy Wetmore. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for everything you've done this far and making Tom what he is today. Alright, so they'll be getting everybody situated here before too long. Everybody should be where they were before the rain came in. Then we'll start from there. So we'll be pacing at least probably 2 to 3 laps. And one thing I forgot to mention, ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot of different teams out here in the Camping World Trucks. And by teams here, let me just go through a couple of them. We have Performance Motorsports. Performance Motorsports here includes Don Kidder Jr. and Andy Starcher as a two-man team. 03 Don Kidder and the 19 of Andy Starcher. We have Outlaw Jagger Racing with Tom Wetmore, Curtis Vollmer, and Zachary Crazer. That is Outlaw Jagger Racing. JCR Solo Driver 17 of Tommy Haynes. Yeah, Ferocity Motorsports, that's Ferocity Motorsports. Solo driver tonight, the 50 of Scott Mitten. Eisenhower Racing, we have David White, Johnny Dressler, Marty Ray, and Adam Eisenhower. Well, that's Eisenhower Racing. And Maverick Motorsports team with Hunter McDaniel, Travis Pryor, and Brian Wasserman. The Firebase Racing team, Eli Green, and Garrett Robinson. So much teamwork going on out there. It's been going on all season long, but tonight's race is a different race. Tonight, that teamwork most likely is out of the window for the most part. It probably exists to some extent, but it won't be there as much as it was all season long. Oh, and there we go, Melissa, if you see within the chat, Melissa Ludden and Kevin McHenry. Yeah, Dustin Hart is now back in the 26 machine. That's the 26 truck. Oh, and I see you there in the chat, Matthew Ozenbach. Yeah, everyone's going to get back in this position that they were in before the rain delay. Alright, so far the race officials are hard at work getting this field ready again to go green here before too long. Yep, that was the top 5 right there so far. Marty Ray 5th, Hunter McDaniel 4th, Zachary Crazer 3rd, Travis Pryor 2nd, and Tom Wetmore still maintaining the race lead. And once we go green, we should most likely we'll still have 2 pit stops. I'll get the calculator out. Yep, 2 pit stops sounds about right. So fingers crossed that they do go well, just like the race was going before the rain delay, unfortunately. But Dave, I hope that this rain delay is not enough to help make the drivers forget their racing lines and driving styles.
Yeah, they got a feel for the track, but the only problem is it's going to be a little bit different. So they're going to have to relearn the track here. As we are just getting everything worked out here. As they are just kind of putting around the track here. Trying to get everybody in the right position so that we can go back green flag racing.
Yeah, absolutely. I do see some build up there on the outside line. So the outside line once again will be dead in the beginning. But we'll be back before too long. And early on, we noticed in the last, before the rain delay, that the outside line came into play with about, that was, I believe, 15 to 20 laps on their tires. And looking at the chat, we have a new viewer checking in. They call me your head. Good to see you there again, buddy. Good to see you. And glad your part just came back on. And if you are still there, ladies and gentlemen, let us know you're there. We'll give you a shout out. Thank you for tuning in once again. This is the Dre Broadcasting Network. And without you guys, we are nothing. We can never thank you guys enough.
Also, there Austin Hawkins out there in the chat checking in here as we are getting everything settled back up here, getting ready to go back green flag racing here at Homestead for the Camping World Truck Series Championship race here at Homestead with the Extreme Motorsports 99.com trucks.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense now, Pat. Thank you. They call me red. It's actually Ken Ladd. Good to see you there, Ken. And yeah, very sorry to hear about that. Losing your third spot in the point standings. Tonight you did start tied with the 50 of Scott Mitten. But don't worry, man, you've had a heck of a season. That was a heck of a season, heck of a performance on your part. And that doesn't go unnoticed. ladies and gentlemen, looks like we are now back green flag racing with a single file restart. Tom Wetmore first, Travis Pryor second, Zachary Crazer third, Hunter McDaniel fourth, and Marty Ray rounding up the top five. Scott Mitten sixth, 48 Curtis Vollmer seventh, Adam Eisenhower eighth, Vernon Markheim ninth, and the 17 of Tommy Haynes in that 10th place spot. And further down this list, we have 26 of Dustin Hart 11th, Johnny Dressler 12th, Don Kidder Jr. 13th, David White 14th, Chris Thorman 15th, Rusty Farah 16th, Andy Storcher 17th, Gary Woobot 18th, Garrett Robinson 19th, and oh, that just changed. Brent Cole was 20th. So far, we have 20 drivers racing here, starting tonight's race. We're here right after the rain delay. And so far, 26 of Dustin Hart under fire from the 17 of Tommy Haynes, and Haynes was successfully against Hart. And his next victim now will be 33 of Vernon Markheim, but Dustin Hart's slingshot off turn number 2 against 17 of Tommy Haynes. Side by side they go in return 3. Just like we had talked about, the drivers have to readapt to the track conditions after everything had been sorted out. So we will see a lot more side-by-side runs. Everybody's more comfortable. And so far, Tom Wetmore having a 7/10 lead against second place driver 81 of Travis Pryor. And before we had the delay, Travis was riding the outside line every single turn pretty much, or track long. And with what that allowed him to do was he was able to save tires enough to keep up the pace. And for the back in the 550 of Scott Mitten so far being challenged by the 48 of Curtis Vollmer. Curtis here for in 7th place and Mitten in 6th. And they are fighting for position number 6. And speaking of Scott Mitten starting tonight's race was tied with Ken Ladd for 3rd place, and Curtis Vollmer status check in the points was in 6th in points, but only 4 points behind Travis Pryor for 5th place. So far Curtis Vollmer's biggest opponent, his biggest threat, is the 81 of Travis Pryor. Well, I should say his biggest opponent is Travis Pryor, but his biggest threat is Vern Brantley, who's only 8 points behind him. So he knows that if he too makes a mistake, his position is at stake.
Yeah, most definitely here is we've got 88 laps here in tonight's race. I know, ladies and gentlemen, saying only 97 laps up there, but will be a 115 lap race considering what we ran before the rain delay. So these guys here are now 8 laps since the delay here, so 8 laps of fresh tires. So as I was saying earlier, I think they're going to go anywhere between 30 to 40 laps on the tank of fuel.
Yeah, 30 to 40 laps sounds about right. And when I was doing my calculations, I concluded that the maximum number of laps they can go is 38 laps. So if that's the case, yeah, that window 30 to 40 sounds about right. And 2 pit stops will take place either way. So fingers crossed. Hopefully, Dave, these pit crews have enough 5-hour energy or something.
Yeah, they're most definitely going to need it. But tell you what, I guarantee their adrenaline's already pumping. Championship race, who's going to take it? Tom Wetmore out front. Travis Pryor sitting in 2nd. Zachary Crazer sitting back in 3rd after starting on the pole. Hunter McDaniel sitting there in 4th. Marty Ray rounding out your top 5.
And for the back in the pack, 03 Don Kidder Jr. here right behind 51 of Johnny Dressler. And Kidder already sustaining some damage on that machine. He has some right rear end damage and some right front damage on that. Oh, well, that was a glitch. The machine just automatically repaired itself. That is Chevy engineering right there. All that air, all the airflow, the wind was able to straighten that machine out. Great job to the crew of Don Kidder Jr. 59 of David White here now behind him for 14th place. Chris Thorman here being challenged by 75 of Rusty Farrow. And before he went to the break, Rusty Farrow was challenging the 71 of Chris Thorman, and they have once again found each other. And Rusty to the inside of 71 of Chris Thorman. Thorman stays high, lets him by. And now Farrow's next victim is 59 of David White for 14th place. And Dave going back up front. Travis Pryor seems to have been losing some time the last 10 laps, but has now actually started running Tom down once again. He was 7/10 of a second behind him last time we checked, and last time I had personally checked, he was 1.1 seconds behind Wetmore, but now it's down to 9/10 of a second and decreasing with every single turn and every single lap. And with that said, the outside line that Travis Pryor prefers to take is working. For the back in the pack, the 19 of Andy Starcher in the 17th place spot behind the 71 of Chris Thorman in the 16th place spot, I should say, for the 16th place position. And Thorman so far does seem to be very, very fast on the exit of turn 4, but his machine seems to be giving him some trouble rotating on the exit of turn number 2. And now he is being challenged by the 19 of Andy Starcher to make contact. Oh, no harm done. That was almost ugly. It looks like the right front of Starcher was able to clip the left rear of the 71 of Chris Thorman, but that Chevy did not flinch. Neither of them flinched. So a great save by both drivers. All they have to show for it is each other's paint schemes on their machines. And the 4 of Brent Kua right now in the 19th place spot behind the 97 of Garrett Robinson. And looking in the chat there, we have some country music talk. That is all I listen to, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen. Country music. I love it. Oh, a battle on the track. 03 Don Kidder's side by side 51 of Johnny Dressler for 12th place. And Dressler gets around 03 of Kidder Jr., bumps him down to 13th place and himself up to the 12th place position. And Dressler's next victim is 26 of Dustin Hart, but Dustin still riding in a cluster of the 17 of Tommy Haynes and 33 of Vern Markheim. And these three drivers seem to be at the exact same pace because every single lap they've been together.
Yeah, a couple little hornets nest out here, as Joe White likes to call them. Little group of trucks. I mean, they got to be careful running as close as they are, but I don't think these guys have a problem, Sean. They're professionals.
Absolutely. All season long, they've gotten to know each other. They've gotten to know each other's driving styles. Dustin Hart chops the nose off of 17 of Tommy Haynes. No harm done there. Like what I was saying, they've gotten to know each other's driving styles, each other's racing styles, knowing how far they can push one driver and what they can and cannot do at specific points. And at this point, they can unleash every single beast. They know the limits of each other. Well, I should say each other's limitations. It's a very, very good thing to see, and that's exactly why we have A+ Racing every single week right here in the Camping World Truck Series, same as the Pro K&N Series. And for the back of the pack here, we have the 75 of Rusty Farrow trying to pass the 03 of Kidder and 51 of Johnny Dressler at the same time. Passover pushing on the 03 of John Kidder past 51 of Dressler. And last time we had checked, Dressler was able to get around the 03 of Don Kidder Jr. for 12th place, but Kidder back at it, trying to take what was rightfully his, which was a 12th place spot. But Dressler still challenging him as well, his foot heavy to the floorboard, and determined to get around him.
Yeah, most definitely so. These guys are battling it out, but unfortunately they're losing ground to the trucks in front of them. There is going up here in front of Don Kidder. Tommy Haynes, I mean, well, he's actually only about four and a half seconds ahead of him. Dustin Hart sitting there, Vern Markheim, and Adam Eisenhower running in this little pack. Curtis Balmer, though, he is right there behind the 50 of Scott Minton. His as they are getting ready to heat it up and battle for that 6th position. Marty Ray sitting there in 5th. Hunter McDaniel right behind the 39 of Zachary Crazer. Also right there is the 81 of Travis Pryor. Tom Wetmore has actually extended his gap now, leading out 1.8 seconds over Travis Pryor.
Yeah, absolutely, Travis definitely lost a lot of time to Wetmore, and Zachary Crazer was able to gain from that. And at this point, Zachary Crazer is very, very close in the draft range. As I said, the draft of Pryor is very strong for Zachary Crazer, working against Travis Pryor. And Crazer is not coming alone. He is bringing 57 McDaniel with him. And McDaniel, too, will most likely follow the race line of Zachary Crazer as soon as Zachary Crazer starts to pounce against Travis Pryor. And at this point, Tom Wetmore having a Sunday drive, just hoping and wishing that whatever he's doing keeps working or continues working every single lap, so he can be able to have the most lead possible, the greatest lead possible before the pit stops kick in. Oh, and Dave, some more side by side. 48 Curtis Vollmer and 50 of Mitchell side by side for 6th as we speak.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are just down to 73 laps remaining in this race, so we are going to take his time here right before, hopefully before the start of green flag pit stops, and give a big shout out to our sponsors. So we'll be right back after this quick commercial break.
Often imitated, never duplicated, the greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Chevy Crate 200 for Chase Race 5 and season finale of the Extreme Motorsports and N.com Camping World Truck Series. Well, going back to the race, well, actually before that, once again, Chase Race 5 season finale, meaning signups are opening up for all those who would like to be a part of the action. Basically, meaning if you'd like to be behind the wheel of one of these beasts, either the trucks, the Pro Cannon cars, the Xfinity cars, or the Cup cars. Check them out at ExtremeMotorsports99.com. That is Extreme Motorsports. Drop the first E in Extreme. Start with the X, ExtremeMotorsports99.com. And they have everything you need to know. And also, they have upcoming recruitment races starting this Thursday, I believe. So you guys can start joining or join those recruitment races in the hosted session. And just pretty much get all the details that you need in order to be recruited as a driver behind one of these machines, and hopefully you can take a chance at trying to dethrone somebody out there, or whoever's going to be the season champion by the end of tonight's race, or either the series, because they're all ending this week as well. But going back to the race, green flag pit-stops have finally kicked in so far. Tom Wetmore still needs to pit in. We have Hunter McDaniel, Travis Pryor on pit road as we speak. Zachary Crazer just left pit road. So Zachary Crazer, Rusty Farrow, Vernon Markheim, Dustin Hart, Adam Eisenhower, Scott Mitten, Tommy Amasi, David White, Johnny Dressler, Gary Woobot. These guys have already gone down pit road. And the first green flag pit stop I saw was with 31 laps on drivers' tanks. And that included Johnny Dressler. Adam Eisenhower as well was involved in that, or including David White, with about 31 laps on their tanks. And Tom Wetmore goes down pit road, this time by the caution, flies as we shoot lap 38. That's a bad time. It's catching Wetmore and Marty Ray and Chris Thorman at a very, very bad time. We're going to see who might have been involved. Dave, I'm not seeing anything out there. I'm not sure whether or not you found anything.
Negative, Sean. I can't find what brought that caution out.
Oh, 10 for that. Most likely, in that case, ladies and gentlemen, was a debris caution. So we're gonna mark that, write that down as a debris caution out there. So we'll get these things bunched up once again. We're back green flag racing, but once again, this caution has caught a lot of drivers at a very, very bad time. Tom Wetmore included in that mix, Scott Mitten included in that mix, including Marty Ray. But going back up front, we are now being led by Curtis Vollmer, but Curtis giving up the race leads to go down pit road this time by so Curtis Vollmer, Andy Starcher, and Don Kidder Jr. all still need to pit in, but they are all down pit road this time by.
Well, that's going to give us a new race leader of the 57 of Hunter McDaniel. He's going to become our new race leader with Travis Pryor second. Zachary Crazer will be in third. Tom Wetmore fourth, and Dustin Hart rounding out your top five.
And unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, we have lost one driver tonight, the 33 of Vernon Markheim. I look forward to seeing this driver back next season. He did an amazing job all season long, having one win under his belt this season in the regular season at his favorite track, Pocono Raceway. And for all those new viewers just now checking in, first of all, welcome to the Dre Broadcasting Network. And unfortunately, tonight we are missing a few drivers due to Hurricane Irma. So please, let's keep all these drivers, our friends and family members in our thoughts and prayers. And we will get through this just like we always do with every single disaster that the world throws our way. Yep, so Curtis Vollmer taking back the race lead this time. So Curtis Vollmer, Andy Starcher, Don Kidder Jr., Hunter McDaniel, and Travis Pryor so far rounding up the top five. And I believe that actually might change Oh, actually, scratch that. Looks like we have some drivers who will be trying to get their way around the pace car once we get to 1 to green. Once after being caught while on pit road. When the caution had come out of Johnny Dressler being shown 1 lap down, Chris Thorman, Vernon Markheim being shown at least. Oh, Vernon Markheim disconnected. So Johnny Dressler, Chris Thorman, and Gary Woolbot 1 lap down. And looking in the chat there, we have a new viewer. That's going to be Flatbed Trucker. Good to see you there, Flatbed, and thanks for tuning in. Welcome to the Dre Broadcasting Network. The lights on the pace car do turn off, and a lot of drivers getting waved around the pace car. We're going to try and get some names here. 17 of Tommy Haynes, Scott Mitten, Adam Eisenhower, Justin Hart, Zachary Kraser, and Tom Wetmore all back on the lead lap. This time by with the 1 to go mark. And once again, lots of pace car do turn off. We are still being led by 48 of Curtis Vollmer with the help of the 03 of John Kidder Jr. On the outside is a 19 of Andy Starcher with the help of the 57 of Hunter McDaniel. Going green this time by.
Yeah, most definitely so. This will reset things. So this is going to shake things up because these guys will still need one more pit stop to complete this race, Sean.
Absolutely, that one pit stop. In this case, these guys will be hoping that the caution doesn't interrupt them like it did. Well, those drivers who it interrupted, who were found on pit road when it came out. So those guys, Tom Wetmore, Zachary Kraser, Dustin Hart, Adam Eisenhower, Scott Mitten, Tommy Haynes. These guys will be battling hard, trying to get back up to the front. The pace car dips off. The green flag flies. Curtis, he puts on the floor. He does catch everybody off guard. Andy Starcher caught sleeping, but will go back to the inside to defend the second place spot away from Hunter McDaniel and Don Kidder Jr. before turn 1. And Travis Pryor back in this mix in the top 5 behind Hunter McDaniel. He goes high to follow the line of the Hunter McDaniel against the 03 of Don Kidder. But Kidder drives it in hard on the inside of the Hunter McDaniel. Side by side they go. Kidder in turn 3. Oh man, slingshot off turn 4 of Travis Pryor. 39th crazy here. Gets his nose chopped off by Pryor, who's trying to make moves against 03 of Don Kidder Jr. What a move. And Zachary Kraser so far trying his best to just pretty much figure out a race. Oh, holy cow, 03 Don Kidder gets kissed by the wall. Was able to lost a lot of speed, a little bit of speed, but no harm done there. Oh, his right side paint left on the outside wall on the exit of turn 2. But still going nice and strong. They don't have Prime side by side with him for 4th place now.
Yeah, unfortunately, right there behind Kraser's the 6 of Tom Wetmore. Tom Wetmore doesn't have to win the race. He could be up to about 5 or 4 positions behind Kraser, still come away with the win. So he doesn't really get a push. Right now, he's just got a hang with the 39 of Zachary Kraser, come away with the championship.
Yeah, yep, he is. That's really funny right there. So far, the 1st and 2nd place driver have found each other. And early on, we noticed Zachary Kraser did qualify on the pole tonight. Ended up losing the spot in about 4 or 5 laps. But right now, he's trying his best to keep Wetmore behind him. And Wetmore on the inside of the 03 of Don Kidder Jr. side by side for 6th place. And Dustin Hart here in the 8th place spot being challenged by the 86 of Adam Eisenhower. Side by side they go. And Dustin is getting some excellent slingshots off turn number 2 and turn number 4 due to the benefit of the outside line. Unfortunately, we have lost one more driver, 51 of Johnny Dressler. We look forward to seeing this driver back again with the ExtremeMotorsports99.com Camping World Truck Series. Hopefully, so he can be able to contend or compete for the championship with everybody else.
Yeah, but I also look forward to seeing some new faces up here in the Truck Series. So I can't wait for that. I'm excited to see the finish, the exciting finish of this race. But I also can't wait till the start of next season.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It's going to be interesting to see exactly what that brings. And with that said, we have some drivers coming from the Pro Can-N Series getting advanced into the Truck Series, and some drivers here in the Truck Series getting advanced into the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series. This is that just lets you know how these guys advance. It just goes to show how hard they work in order for them to be advanced into the next tier or next rank of drivers. So these guys work very, very hard. Like take for example Tom Wetmore moving to the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series, and a lot more are gonna follow his footsteps before he does that too. And for the back of the pack, 81, for the back 97, Garrett Robinson being shown the 14th place spot. Dave, I should admit, you know, it's very unlike Garrett Robinson to ride for the back in the pack like he has been tonight. He most likely is having some difficulties or some technical difficulties that we don't know about. And so far, Robinson is being shown in the 14th place spot. Well, don't get me wrong, he could most likely, I mean, he still could be just saving tires, taking it easy. And once the race is more than halfway done, he might and will find 5th gear, and will be back where he belongs, towards the front with everybody else out there. And so far, drivers being shown 1 lap down: Gary Woobot, Chris Thorman, and Marty Ray. These guys will be fighting hard, racing hard for the lucky dog, and hoping for a caution. Oh, going back up front, Hunter McDaniel has finally caught the 48 of Curtis Vollmer, and Curtis Vollmer does see him, and that rear view is filled by the paint scheme and the beautiful machine of McDaniel, and that's not going to go unnoticed by the 48 of Curtis Vollmer. Curtis will try his best to just mind his own business and just pretty much focus on the race group, focus on not getting intimidated by the mind games of Hunter McDaniel to avoid making mistakes.
Yeah, just look right back there in 3rd place. Look who's up into 3rd. That is going to be the 6th of Tom Wetmore. As we see Zachary Kraser there working on the inside of Travis Pryor.
Yep, we have 81 of Pryor was trying to get a run against the 6th of Tom Wetmore, tried to shoot it down the middle, but the inside was occupied by Zachary Kraser, so he just backs it down, follows the line of 6th of Wetmore. He gives it a little bit of a left tap, entering turn number 1 and 2. No harm done, but a slingshot off turn 2 by both drivers, Wetmore and Travis Pryor, against 39 of Zachary Kraser. And a day in the rear end of Travis Pryor, rubbing his racing Wrangler paint scheme, very well dressed machine, and Zach still not giving up. Oh, Zach drives in very hard, entering turn number 1, but Wetmore drives in even harder than he did. And off turn 2, the slingshot just might work with Wetmore, but against Zachary Kraser, and yes, it does.
Well, just 44 laps remaining here. Got about another 10 laps before the pit window will start, so we'll have to wait and see what happened. Don Kidder sitting there in 7th. He is just watching here. Let's go in the cockpit with Don Kidder Jr. as he's watching this battle in front of me.
Yep, you do still see them side by side. Zachary Kraser, Tom Wetmore, the biggest opponents, the biggest threats against each other. Well, they are each other's threat, is what I'm trying to say. They have found each other, just like we talked about early on. Speaking to Zachary Kraser early on in the season, talking about how he always gives it all he has against Tom Wetmore and never lets Tom Wetmore win. With that said, he is living up to exactly just that, and doing that, he's giving it, he's found 50, giving it 110%, 200% at this point, and also actually makes the pass successfully against the 6th of Tom Wetmore, and now Travis Pryor, most likely getting ideas, Dave.
Yeah, most definitely is. We're taking a look here as he is riding right behind the 6th of Tom Wetmore, as he is actually almost getting his bumper up into the bumper of Tom Wetmore as they come into the turn.
And also early on during the rain delay, when I get a chance to speak with the 6th of Tom Wetmore, he talked about how his biggest opponents, his biggest threats are 81 of Travis Pryor and Zachary Kraser, and at this point he is sandwiched in between them, and one of his biggest threats was able to get around him, and his other threat is all over his back bumper and making his presence known, bomb dropping the every living drop out of 6th of Tom Wetmore. That machine most likely at this point is breaking land speed records at Homestead, Miami.
Definitely possible there, Sean, but these guys know what they got to do. Tom knows he doesn't have to win the race to become champion. Right now, he's sitting in 4th position. Right now, he has led 37 laps here tonight. So he's got the bonus point for leading a lap. Currently, he's leading the most laps as of right now. So he's in a good spot to coming away with that championship right now.
And definitely, all that hard work and determination he had all season long has paid off. You work hard, you fall short one time, you will have a hand to hold you up. Basically, all his hard work, all those points he gained were able to become a safety barrier against everybody else, which is very, very good to see. And so far, he is under 5 from the 81 of Travis Pryor, side by side. And right behind Travis Pryor is the 19 of Andy Starcher. Andy just hoping that these two drivers battle Pryor and the 6 of Wetmore, so he can be able to benefit from that. And the more they battle, the more he will catch up to them, and then the more likely he is to poke his nose into the battle and make a 3-wide action or the 3-truck battle for the 4th place spot. And so far, 24 laps on their tires. Actually, we have Dustin Hart, Tommy Haynes. These guys having 27, 28 laps on their tires and 37 laps left in tonight's race. So the pit window has opened, Dave.
Yeah, but the question is, when will people start coming down? As it looks like Garrett Robinson is taking his truck behind the wall for tonight's race.
Absolutely very unfortunate indeed for Garrett Robinson. We look forward to seeing him again back next season. And Robinson as well is one of the drivers who's had a heck of an improvement. He was just like Travis Pryor, just like Pat Team the channel was talking about how Travis Pryor early on was too aggressive, and now he's become a lot more patient, and that is very true. It's the same with Robinson as well. He used to be a short run driver. He used to burn his stuff up and could barely finish races, but that has changed. Now he's always finishing races, always finishing up in the front, and having wins in both series, the K&N series and right here too in the truck series. So these drivers have improved, and once again we can never talk about how much it's been a pleasure and an honor seeing all these drivers grow, getting to know these drivers, getting to know exactly what they're capable of in terms of the competition against each other. And they do bring out each other's competition every single week, or I should say race after race. So that is very good to see. And so far, Don Kidder Jr. being shown in the 7th place spot, but Andy Starcher challenging the 81 of Travis Pryor, and the gap between Pryor and Wetmore, Dave, has increased. Yeah, but like I said, though, gotta remember, Tom Wetmore does not gotta win the race. If he finishes right behind Zachary Grazer, Tom Wetmore is gonna come away with a repeat championship here in the Truck Series. Oh, most definitely. And further back in the pack, Dave, the 50 of Scott Mitten behind Adam Eisenhower for the 11th place position. And once again, 50 Mitten in 3rd place in points starting tonight's race, and he's only 13 points behind 2nd place. Oh, Adam gets into the wall. The wall does give him a little bit of a lap tap. He bounces off it, loses some speed momentum, and looks like he's peeling off, going down pit road this time by to maybe get a brand new machine and have his final pit stop of the evening.
Well, the pit window is open as Adam Eisenhower making it be in the first to make his way down on pit road. Hunter McDaniel sitting out front, 28 laps on his tires. Curtis Balmer sitting right there with 25 laps. Zachary Grazer sitting there with 24. Tom Wetmore with 27 laps, and Travis Pryor sitting there with 28 laps since their last pit.
This just makes me wonder exactly what these drivers might be thinking. They have options. They can run the tank dry, pit in as soon as the pit window opens, or pretty much just follow what majority does, and that's what most drivers like to do, because then some drivers will end up making mistakes and others can benefit from them. Going a little bit up front here, Hunter McDaniel has a 1.7 second lead against 2nd place driver 48 of Curtis Vollmer. I'm not sure if you caught this, but this is a lead change. For this, Curtis was leading, but Hunter was able to get running for that race lead. And now Curtis being shown second, and Curtis actually losing some time every single lap. Just lost 0.3 of a second against, or I should say to Hunter McDaniel, because he was 1.7 seconds back 1 lap ago, and now he's exactly 2 seconds behind McDaniel. At the same time, only 0.9 ahead of the 39 of Zachary Grazer.
As we are counting down these laps, just 31 laps to go, so we are waiting for final green flag pit stops here to take effect. So we've only had 1 caution since the rain delay, so I tell you, good run by these guys here tonight.
Yeah, great run indeed. And they're trying to finish this season nice and strong once again, bringing their A++ game here to tonight's race, trying their best to not only race as hard as they can, but at the same time trying their best to advance their spots in the point standings, even though they might not be racing in the chase or racing against the champion. We also have some drivers as well who are not in the chase, like for example we have Cody McFadden, Jamie Christensen, Garrett Robinson, Justin Rodden, Tommy Haynes. These guys are racing amongst themselves for the regular point standings, while others are racing in the chase for the championship. So we have 2 different battles going on, or I should say we've had 2 different battles going on ever since the chase started.
Yeah, but we are now 29 laps to go, so these guys are starting to get to their most they can go here. So I tell you right now, Tom Wetmore sitting in the captain's seat. It pretty much is going to be his race to win or lose as far as the championship.
Yeah, then green flag pit stops leaving as we speak. Pit road getting busier by the lap. Scott Mitten went down pit road, and so did the 5 of Gary Woobot. The final pit stops of tonight's race, but at this point more than half the field still needs to pit in. So here before too long we have Zachary Grazer down pit road, this time by giving up the 3rd place spot. States that Wetmore gets around him, staying out this time by, and being shown about 1.1 seconds behind the 2nd place driver 48, Curtis Farmer. And Hunter McDaniel, the new leader, or the first ever champion of the Pro K&N Series, has been increasing or extending his lead every single lap, now being shown 3.1 seconds ahead of 2nd place driver Curtis Farmer, and Tom Wetmore going down pit road this time by. So
Tommy Hayes, Dustin Hart on pit road as well. So looks like everybody's going to be making their pit stops here now, Sean.
Oh yeah, majority of the field going down pit road this time by. Only a matter of time before Hunter McDaniel as well decides to take that truck down to pit road. And Tom Wetmore was suffering from some damage on that machine and was able to get a brand new one. So he will be back up to full speed here once he takes those 4 tires, full tank of gas, and off pit road he goes. Andy Starcher taking over the race lead this time by as Hunter McDaniel, Curtis Farmer, Travis Pryor, Tommy Haynes, David White, Justin Hart, and Chris Thorman go down pit road.
Yep, but the question is he going to pit? Because the longer he stays out, the more time those leaders can make up on it.
And speaking of Andy Starcher, he has 34 laps on his tires, on his tank as well. And so far he has some drivers who will be accompanying him on pit road here before too long. That includes Rusty Farrow, Don Kidder Jr., including Marty Ray. But scratch that, Rusty Farrow going down pit road this time by with 39 laps on his tires and his tank. So only 3 drivers left to pit in. And scanning the pit time so far, Dave, we have a driver who had a heck of a pit stop. Way less than 10-second pit stop, while everybody else had over 10 seconds. That's going to be the 4 of Brent Cool taking only 2 tires, but everybody else taking 4.
Yeah, most definitely here as we were watching Andy Starcher, waiting for him to come down pit road. Him in 2nd place. The 03 of Don Kidder Jr. still about 35 laps. And can go a couple more laps here. We did see drivers go 38 laps on their tires, so but right there, Hunter McDaniel, he is the first car lap down as they are making their way around the track here. It's Hunter McDaniel in 3rd, Zachary Grazer 4th, Tom Wetmore rounding out your top 5.
And Hunter McDaniel gets the race lead, his lead back his lead lap back the hard way. And 39 of Zachary Creswell, Freight Trains, 19 of Andy Starcher. This is a good time for Andy to go down. Pit run is gonna do exactly just that. Andy Starcher pitting in this time by as we speak. Only 3 drivers left to pit in still. That's gonna be Andy Starcher, Don Kidder Jr., and 65 of Marty Ray.
Don Kidder Jr. also going down pit road. So all the other drivers who are lapped down there as they're coming down for their green flag pit stop. We are just 22 laps remaining in tonight's race.
With that said, ladies and gentlemen, we'll take our final commercial break of tonight's race. So you guys can get your last round of popcorn and refreshments, and so you can thank our sponsors. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Don't let your first date be your last. Visit People Against Distracted Driving at PADD.org.
Racing, you wanted the best, you got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Chevy Crate 200 for Chase Race 5 and season finale of the Extreme Motorsports.com Camping World Truck Series. Well, for all those new viewers interested in this type of racing, interested in being one of the drivers next season, go to ExtremeMotorsports.com. That's Extreme Motorsports. Drop the first E in Extreme, start with the X, ExtremeMotorsports99.com. On Mondays, they run Pro Cannon Series and Road Series. Tuesday nights, Truck Series. Wednesday nights, Xfinity Series. And Thursday nights, Cup Series or Gen 6 Series. So you guys can join either of those based on your experience and preferences, because they do place you in different series based on how much experience you have. Going back to the race here, we are being led by Hunter McDaniel, Tom Wetmore second, Zachary Clazer third, Curtis Vollmer fourth, and Travis Pryor in that fifth place spot.
Yeah, taking a look here, Sean, a lot of these guys are spread out here, coming up on 11 laps to go, but I'm not really seeing, well, we got a little battle here between Dustin Hart and Scott Mitten. Looks like this is actually going to be one of the closer battles, but we got another one here with Tommy Haynes and Adam Eisenhower battling for that number 9 spot.
And Adam Eisenhower receiving some left side damage on that machine, and Haynes right side damage. Looks like they might have exchanged some paint, and Haynes makes the pass successfully against Adam Eisenhower for 9th place, and Adam will try and respond here before too long, but he drifts high. His truck is pushing up. Looks like all that damage is affecting the rotation of the machine, and so we don't know if Chris Thorman will get around him. It looks like Chris Thorman is not a threat, because he is being shown one lap down. Yep, that's right. Chris Thorman not being a threat to Adam Eisenhower, and is trying his best to get his lap back the hard way. Going back 26 of Dustin Hart. Dustin Hart to the inside of 50 of Scott Mitten. Side by side they'll go all throughout the front straightaway. Entering turn number 1. And Dustin will drive it in hard. Nope, he backs it down. He brakes early to try and have this slow entrance and faster exit, faster and smoother exit. But he goes way too low. Loses all his momentum. He will be cleared by the 50 of Scott Mitten. And Scott will maintain the 6th place spot.
Yeah, and I tell you what, Hunter McDaniel's doing a good job right now. He is keeping Tom Wetmore at bay. He is about 6/10 ahead of him. But we are coming on the nitty-gritty here, Sean. 8 laps to go before we crown the season champion.
Yep, 8 laps to go. Less than 10 laps. It is go time. At this point, bring the checkered flag home, bring the steering wheel home, and nothing in between. And Wetmore is running down Hunter McDaniel every single lap. He's gaining, seems to be gaining 1/10 of a second every single lap. Because the first time I checked on Tom Wetmore, he was in 3rd place. Next thing I know, he was 2nd place, only about 7/10 behind Hunter McDaniel. But now he is 5/10 of a second behind McDaniel, and McDaniel sees him coming. And McDaniel here in tonight did start 4th place in points, starting tonight's race, only 6 points behind Scott Mitten and Ken Ladd.
Yeah, take a look at Scott Mitten, though. He is sitting right there back in 6th position. I tell you what, but Hunter McDaniel's got the bonus point, though, for leading a lap. Scott Mitten doesn't have. I tell you, if Hunter McDaniel was to win this race, he would overtake that position.
Oh, absolutely. And you can see that's exactly why Scott is trying to find 5th gear so far, but he is 14 seconds back as we speak, and still under fire from 26 of Dustin Hart, and Dustin has been all over him the last 5 laps and will not let him go without a fight with that Ferocity Ferocity Racing team on 50 of Scott Mitten, and Dustin Hart to the inside on the exit of 4. He just might have him. Nope, slingshot on the outside from Scott Mitten. They'll say neck and neck, entering turn 1. Oh, big wreck Dave on the track. Heard a big bang. That involved 17 of Tommy Haynes getting a piece of the action, and so did the 86 of Adam Eisenhower. If we can, Dave, we can focus on the 17 of Tommy Haynes and see what happened.
Well, as we were watching the instant replay here, focusing on Tommy Haynes, he was running door-to-door with Adam Eisenhower there. Contact made, the 86 goes around, the 03 Don Kidder, nowhere to go. 17 Tommy Haynes up into the outside wall. But Sean, now I'm looking about it, I think that might just end the race here under caution.
That's a very, very good observation. Fingers crossed, but hopefully we have a one-lap shootout. If anything, we're going to have a one-lap shootout, but if not, just like Dave talked about, this will end the race as it is under caution. But very, very unfortunate indeed for every single driver involved in that. Tommy Haynes and Adam Eisenhower. And if we have a one-lap shootout, that's a bad thing for Hunter McDaniel. Oh, Tom Wetmore. Excuse me, sorry. It was a bad thing for Tom Wetmore, who was catching up to, well, who was gaining time against McDaniel every single lap. But it's going to be a good thing for Hunter McDaniel if this thing stays, finishes under yellow. Speaking of Hunter, he's still in the lead so far. Drivers getting the wave around the pace cars. David White, Gary Woobot, and Don Kidder Jr. getting around.
Yeah, because I'll tell you what, Sean, these lights on the pace car are going to have to go off next time around in order to have a one-lap shootout. So we're going to be keeping an eye on that pace car because I tell you, I think Hunter McDaniel, though, kind of hopes the lights stay on. He's wanting to carry that momentum and come away with the win in the last race of the season.
Oh, absolutely. That would be a heck of a finish for Hunter McDaniel after a heck of a performance in the Pro Can-Am Series as well as this series, the Truck Series. He has been an amazing driver, was able to lock himself into the chase and have a heck of a regular race season before the chase begun. And once again, so far, still being shown 4th in points before the race begun. So fingers crossed, moment of truth, exiting turn 4 across the start-finish line. And so far we only have 11 drivers on the lead lap. Tommy Haynes, Chris Thorman, Gary Woobot, these 3 drivers being shown 1 lap down. Don Kidder Jr., Marty Ray, Rusty Farrell. Actually, we just lost Rusty Farrell, unfortunately. Very unfortunate indeed for Rusty Farrell. But look forward to seeing this driver again back next season. And nope, Dave, the lines of the pace car do stay on. This thing ends under yellow. Oh, congrats to this 57 of Hunter McDaniel. Back-to-back success last night and tonight. Finishing both, he finished in 4th place last night and in 1st place tonight. So top 5s in both.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that's pretty good there. So he's going to carry some great momentum into next season.
Oh, without a doubt. And Tom Wetmore was trying to beat that record, Dave. The thing we talked about early on, how last season he was able to have 3 chase wins, 3 of the 5 chase wins. And this season he was able to have his 3rd. Last race we had at Michigan. So if he had done it today, he was going to break the, basically, what am I trying to say? Make history for himself. And exiting turn 4 this time by the white flag is flying. Yep, the white flag is out, and Tommy Haynes on pit road. He did blow his motor, and that will end his race. Very unfortunate indeed for Tommy Haynes, and that's gonna finish. That's gonna put him in the. Looks like that's gonna place him in the 15th place position.
Well, we are talking about Hunter McDaniel winning, but I tell you what, Tom Wetmore was able to defend his championship from last season. As he is gonna walk away. The season champion here is he's gonna get a back-to-back championship in the Truck Series.
Yeah, very, very nicely done by the 6 of Tom Wetmore. Heck of a performance on his part, and in that he has a lot. He has proven that he's ready for the higher series, the Cup Series and the Xfinity Series. So we will see him there as well on the OSR Network with Joe White and Dave Everly on Wednesday nights. And Thursday nights as well, with Joe White on the OSR Network. Exiting turn 4 this time by final lap of the season and final lap of tonight's race, Homestead Miami Speedway. The Chevy Crate 200 Hunter McDaniel bring this thing home. Tom Wetmore 2nd, Zachary Crazer 3rd, Curtis Vollmer 4th, and Travis Pryor rounding up the top 5. And we have a victory lap from, hopefully some donuts from both drivers, McDaniel and Tom Wetmore, season champion and race winner. We'll be interviewing the top 3 drivers, Hunter McDaniel, Tom Wedmore, and Zachary Crazy, so please stay tuned. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are being joined up in the Dre Broadcasting booth by Hunter McDaniel, tonight's race winner, Tom Wedmore second, and Zachary Crazy third. So first and second place driver in points, and fourth place driver in points starting tonight's race. Gonna start with tonight's race winner, Hunter McDaniel. Get a cup there, Hunter.
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
How are you doing tonight?
Extremely well. I'm extremely happy.
Oh, copy that. Very glad to hear. Very, very successful week it's been for you, Hunter. Top 5 both. Well, you were crowned the first ever champion of the Pro Canadian Series last night, finishing in 4th place and finishing first tonight. What a heck of a way to end the season. How's your race tonight?
It was interesting. I knew we had a fast car. I seemed to be on par, on level playing field with about the top 5 in 1 and 2, and 3 and 4. I feel like I made a lot of ground. And I knew that we had a medium run car. I really didn't get to run a lot of long stints here, so I knew that I was fairly good in the middle part of the run. And then I think our pit strategy is really what won us the race. I mean, we got on pit road, and as soon as we were leaving pit road, the caution came out. I was not a lap down, and that put all the fast cars up in the top 5 behind me. So that's what won us the race, I think. And then I don't know if I was going to be able to hold off Tom. I was going to give him a run for his money, and I wasn't going to make it easy, but he was hard charging, so that caution probably got us the win there at the end as well.
Oh, copy that, man. It was still a heck of a performance on your part tonight. Very successful indeed. And even if that caution had not come out, I do have faith you were going to maintain that race lead after a heck of a performance on your part all season long, both in this series and the Pro Can-N series. And it's been amazing watching you grow, same as Patty in the chat. She says it a lot of times, and she's absolutely right. It has been amazing. And Hunter, after seeing how this season has gone and everything, what do you think you need to change for to be better prepared for next season? Because knowing that you're gonna have a lot more newer faces and a lot more competition.
I think my long run speed is where I suffer most. I think I've gotten way better on my medium run, but towards the end of the run, I usually tend to burn the tires off a little bit. So I think definitely that is going to be my biggest challenge going into next season. But other than that, just being consistent and just running consistent lap times and consistent races and not getting in trouble like we saw last night. I seem to get caught up in other people's stuff a lot, so I think I need to be a smarter driver, and I think if I do that, then I have a good shot next year of winning this title.
Oh, 10-4, brother. You've done Maverick Motorsports very, very proud this season, all season long. Very impressive. I look forward to seeing a comeback of the Maverick Motorsports team and yourself, so we can watch you be crowned the new champion, taking away the title from the 6 of Tom Wedmore. Oh, but any final words before I let you go?
Yep, just thank you to Travis Pryor, Brian Wasserman, and my crew chief, Ken Ladd, tonight. He wasn't able to race with us, but he was my eyes in the sky tonight, and he really helped me out. And thank you to Extreme Motorsports for another great season, and look forward to being back next season.
Congratulations, Hunter McDaniel, on your first win of the whole entire season and the Chase Series. I look forward to seeing you, well, first win right here in the Track Series. Look forward to seeing you again next season. Have a good night, buddy, and go celebrate.
Thank you very much.
And that was Hunter McDaniel finishing first tonight. First chase win, first season win here in the Truck Series. But next in line is defending champion, last season's champion, and this season's champion, the 6 of Tom Wetmore. You got that, Tom?
I sure do, Sean. How are you guys doing this evening?
Good, how are you?
Dude, feeling pretty good. Can't believe we brought home 2 in a row.
Oh, man. Hey, Tom, you were an amazing driver all season long, man. I talked about it every single interview, to interview you every single week, and I keep saying the exact same thing. We didn't have a single doubt about you, and you had nothing to worry about. And tonight brought your A game, despite your biggest opponent being your teammate. You were still able to win tonight's race. And going into tonight's race, how were you feeling knowing that any simple mistake, or basically, how were you feeling knowing that Crazer was deep down hoping that you make a mistake so he can benefit from it?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough being in the same TeamSpeak channel as the guy that you're competing against, but I can't give a better shout out than to his whole team there. I mean, Zach does a great job racing week in, week out, always a clean driver, always showing up fast. I mean, I don't think there's a single race this season he hasn't out-qualified me, so it's clearly he knows how to drive, it's clear he's a fast truck, and I knew that if we just followed in his footsteps tonight and kind of mimicked his behavior, we might be able to do okay tonight, and luckily it worked out that way.
Oh, 10-4. And Tom, I need to ask this, and for all those viewers out there too, all those other drivers who are watching this, wondering the same thing I'm wondering, what's your secret to being successful back-to-back seasons?
I just am fortunate enough to turn left faster than some of these guys, and more importantly, I mean, I think Hunter mentioned it in his victory speech. Stay out of accidents. I mean, if you stay out of the accidents, you're gonna at least wind up with a halfway decent finish, and that's really been the only secret all race long. Whether I'm starting 20th or second like I did tonight, it's always just avoid the accidents, avoid the knuckleheads, and come out with an okay finish every week.
Oh, copy. That sounds like a plan and sounds about right. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Stay out of wrecks. Keep your heavy foot, and you will be decent, just like Tom Wetmore talked about. And Tom, we heard that you're gonna be advancing to the big boys, the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series. How are you feeling going from this to that, knowing that the competition is gonna be even stiffer than it was, because it was pretty bad as it was over here?
I've been running a part-time Cup schedule this season, and I gotta admit, man, ExtremeMotorsports99.com does a great job of tiering these series into different skill levels, and after running with those Cup guys a couple races this season, I gotta tell you, they are fast. It's crazy seeing those guys who are pro drivers out in iRacing running the Peak Antifreeze series. Running with those guys, I mean, it's basically just a practice league for them, but to go out and be able to run with them and realize that, oh crap, I still need to turn left a little bit faster to be able to stay up at that level. So it's definitely been a huge learning curve, but look forward to taking it on full time next season.
Oh, copy that. Very, very nice to hear. And with how successful you have been this season and last season too, you will be successful in every single series you race, buddy. We don't even need to wish you any luck whatsoever, because you have proved to us that you do not need any luck. All you need is your heavy foot and your amazing talent, your amazing driving. And once again, Nancy Wetmore in the chat, very, very proud of you as usual, and supporting and cheering you on, just like she has always done in every single race. Well, Tom, any final words, any last words before we let you go celebrate?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to thank you guys for all your support this season. This Dre Broadcasting Network Silverado has just been a dream to drive all season, and it looks great no matter where it is on track, so I couldn't do it without you guys. And I want to thank you guys for all your support this season, as well as Jason Allison and his group over at iBog, and of course Rick, Nick, John, and everyone who puts this league on here at ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Sorry I couldn't bring it home tonight for you guys, but Hunter just had the class of the field, and with after a green flag incident from some people running a little bit aggressive, just wasn't in the cards tonight. It just goes to show you yet again, keep your nose clean, and you're going to come out victorious here. And I just got to give a huge shout out to Hunter McDaniel and his whole team there for putting together a hell of a victory.
Congratulations once again, Tom, on his second championship right here, the Extreme Motorsports Truck Series. Very impressive. And do us all a favor, go to Xfinity Series, go to the Cup Series, and dethrone those suckers, and see you in victory lane, buddy.
Thanks. Hopefully I can do it with your guys' name on it, man. Take care and have a great season, guys.
And that was the new champion, or I should say, he's still maintaining or keeping his title, the champion of Season 8 here with the Extreme Motorsports 99 Camping World Truck Series, Tom Wetmore. And next in line, he was representing the Outlaw Jagger Racing team, and so is his teammate, finishing third tonight, 39 of Zachary Crazy, his biggest opponent. You got a cup there, Zach?
Yes, I do. Sean, how you doing tonight?
Good, how are you?
You know, I can't be, well, you know, I'm happy, but a little disappointed, but it was a good night.
Man, Zach, you have nothing to be disappointed about. It was a heck of a season on your part, heck of a race, heck of a fight. And trust me, deep down, deep down, Zach, you were the biggest opponent. You and Travis probably were the biggest opponents of Tom Wetmore, so you knew that you guys had a lot against him, and you guys just kept him on edge all night long and all season long, especially tonight here at Homestead Miami Speedway. But how's your race experience with the final race tonight?
You know, it was a very strange evening with having the switched a little bit lobbies there, a little red flag there, but you know, overall it was a good race. I mean, I came in here knowing it was going to be a long shot, you know, beating Tom, you know, getting 7 points on him, but you know, we gave it a shot, you know, got the pole, led a few laps, just got the nose clean, all like we did all chase, and you know, finished third tonight. You know, can't be happier. You know, this was a dream season. You know, finished second to Tom. You know, gave him the run for the money. So it's like, can't complain.
Oh, most definitely, man. You worked hard, and that is very, very important to keep in mind. And you have been successful all season long, and despite the bad luck you've had every now and then, you were still able to keep your head high, stay determined, see the bigger picture, and be successful. And before last race we had in Michigan, you were 4 points behind Tom Wetmore. Starting tonight's race, you were 6 points behind him, and now ended with 7 points behind Tom, less than 10 points behind Tom. It's very, very impressive. This goes to show how close you were to taking that crown away from Tom Wetmore. And with that said, and with everything you've learned this season, and how much of an amazing driver you've been all season long and all these seasons, where do you see yourself next season? Do you see yourself with a crown on your head?
I mean, that's definitely the goal. I mean, just got to keep improving on what I did this season. Basically, just got to go out there, just run fast laps, and hopefully just keep clean, race clean, and hopefully get a couple wins under my belt next season, and hopefully I'll finish one spot higher next season.
Oh, 10-4, copy that. Sounds like a plan. Look forward to your return next season, so you can dethrone the existing champion, the 6th of Tom Wetmore. Well, buddy, it has been a pleasure seeing you grow all season long. You have been an amazing driver. Once again, keep it up. Keep your foot down the floor. Keep your feet down on the gas pedal. I look forward to seeing you again in the upcoming season. Any final words before I let you go?
Yeah, just thank you guys for a great broadcast like always. Rick here at Extreme Motorsports 99, Nick, John for putting on a great admins. Just want to thank Tom, racing, you know, him and Curtis with, you know, in the same lobby there. Matt Welsenbach, just want to thank him. He wasn't able to make tonight, but he's helped me out over the last few seasons here. And I just want to say I'm thinking about everybody, all my friends and family down in Florida this time, you know, with that hurricane coming through. So just stay strong, guys.
Well, Zach, congrats on an amazing season. This season number 8 with the Camping World Truck Series here at the Extreme Motorsports 99. You have done amazing. We look forward to seeing you getting crowned champion next season right here with the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Truck Series. Well, you earned it, buddy. Go celebrate. Go celebrate. You earned it.
Thanks, Sean.
And that was the second place finisher, or the second place driver in points. And third place finish in tonight's race, Zachary Crazy with the Outlaw Jagger Racing Team. Same team as the new champion, or still the champion, 6 of Tom Wetmore. Outlaw Jagger Racing Team. And first place finisher tonight, Hunter McDaniel, the Maverick Motorsports Team. And that rounds up all the interviews. Well, Dave, I am very, very speechless as usual. I hate goodbyes. Well, it's not a goodbye, but I hate when something comes to an end, especially something this great. Having an amazing season with the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Truck Series, and same with the Pro KNN Series. Seeing all these drivers grow, getting to know all these new names, new faces, watching them grow, knowing what they're capable of, has been amazing. Any thoughts there, Dave?
Yeah, most definitely. Like you said, I'm sad to see it end, but I tell you what, every chapter's got to come to an end. But the good thing is, there's always a new chapter. We got a new one coming, so I can't wait for the start of the next season here in a couple of weeks. See some new faces, see some new drivers, and see a whole lot more of the same side-by-side action.
Absolutely, and it's going to be interesting to see exactly who will take the steps to getting towards that line to dethrone the 6 of Tom Wetmore, who will be advancing once again, moving on to the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series. So his throne, someone needs to take over his throne, and that's going to be interesting to find out who exactly that will be. Hunter McDaniel, Zachary Crazy, Curtis Bowman, Travis Pross, Scott Mitten, Dustin Hart, Andy Starcher, Adam Eisenhower, Brent Cool, David White, Chris Thorman, Gary Woolbach, Don Kidder Jr., Tommy Haynes, Marty Ray, Rusty Farrow, Garrett Robinson, Johnny Dressler, Vernon Markheim. These guys have what it takes to be crowned the new champion. So it's going to make things extra interesting. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, we can never thank you guys enough. Thank you for being along or side by side with the Dre Broadcasting Network throughout the whole entire journey with the Extreme Motorsports99.com Camping World Truck Series, and same with the Pro Can-N Series here with the Extreme Motorsports 99. Without you guys, we are nothing. We thank you guys for the support. Thank you for uplifting these drivers, making them what they are today. Them knowing that you guys are there in the chat rooting for them gives them even more motivation to get the job done. So thank you guys. We can never thank you guys enough. Well, the new season once again will be starting here before too long. Before the season begins, they will be doing recruitment races. So if you guys would like to be a part of the action, being behind the wheels of one of these machines, check them out, ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Drop the first E in Extreme, sort of the X, ExtremeMotorsports99.com. I am Sean Zulu and David Everly behind the cameras, and the next broadcast we'll be having is this Thursday night, Upper Edge Racing Cup Series. Look forward to seeing you guys there. Thanks for tuning in once again. See you guys next season. Have a good night.